The next session is probably the most important one of the day. We're going to invite our friends from GBS CIDP Foundation International, who are going to come and share with us their thoughts of what they do and how we work together and everything else. I must say, before they come up, well, I'm saying to them, but these guys are funding this today. We wouldn't be here without it. And I was of two minds whether we do a conference, whether we put everyone in. I'm busy. No, I've got loads of stuff to do. But these guys went, no, it's really important. You must get everyone together. And I went, I'm going to do it. And look what we've got today. This is amazing. And it wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for these two guys. So thank you very much.
Hello. We are so excited to be here. We can't quite keep up with Richard's enthusiasm, but we're going to try. We are really delighted that so many people showed up and are sharing their voices today. I'm Maureen Neville. I'm the Chief Marketing and Programs Officer from the U.S. Foundation. I'm joined by my colleague here, Nancy Salvo. She's our new International Affairs Director. And so we just wanted to say thank you to the GAIN team for putting this whole thing together. It's wonderful. You guys do a fantastic job. Thank you to Claire and thank you to Carol. It's been a pleasure to work with you on this. And so today we want to talk a little bit about how these two foundations actually met. So we're going to take a little walk down memory lane and then bring you current to some of the programs that are actually available worldwide for everyone that we're producing. And then maybe even talk a little bit about what we chatted with Rich about yesterday, which is some social research programs that we're going to be working on together. And we're going to fit this all in 10 minutes. So yeah, I'm going to pass it over to my colleague Nancy here, and we'll take a little trip down memory lane, as I said, and go learn a little bit more about our partnership.
Thank you. It's nice to be here. And we'll go on with the next slide. I think actually more than one, because the first one was our presentation, and you already know us. So the GBS CIDP Foundation International, it was founded in 1980, and then everybody has their Gladys. We have Estelle. She was the one who created this great foundation around a table in her dining room with just a few people. She needed to support people who came up with this terrible disease. In those years, there was no internet, we had no information. And she was lost when her husband, Bob, came down with GAIN and GBS. And so today, we're looking at a grant foundation with 30,000 patients in our database worldwide. We have 20 members of our Global Medical Advisory Board, just as you can pitch into yours. We have ours. And we have 63 global centers of excellence. Those are hospitals that are located worldwide, a lot in the United States, but we have a few in the UK as well. King's College is one of them, Birmingham University, and many others around the entire globe. We have over 200 volunteers in 47 countries, and that is, to me, one of the most important parts, because the way the foundation works is peer-to-peer. We don't have people in Australia, we don't have people in India, but we have our volunteers, because the volunteers are previous patients. And I can tell you my experience, because I was a volunteer for 10 years. I was diagnosed with GBS in 1990. No Google there. I had no idea what was going on with me. And then I found the foundation, and I finally received some information, support, some care, somebody who really understood what I was going through. And after a few years, I decided to become a volunteer, and it worked out pretty good because then CIDP came along, so I got an upgrade. And it worked really well, and I decided that I was going to dedicate my life to help others, because I did not want that to happen to another person, to another Nancy located where I live in that case, because I'm from Palermo, Sicily. You might recognize my accent, but it's not. And being a volunteer really invigorated me. It gave me a purpose. GBS, CIDP happened for a reason, and being there to help a patient is something that I can't feel in anything else I do. Even if I've never been an ambitious person, but if I were to be, let's say, CEO of GAIN, it wouldn't be the same as being a volunteer and being able to talk to that patient and got that patient support, check up on the patient, make sure that she is doing fine. And well, it's been a ride, and it was wonderful to be a volunteer, but this year I became the international affairs director. But that's not how I present myself, because I am basically a patient. And that's what Estelle tells us. Estelle tells us to focus on the patient. Remember the story, remember the patient, because otherwise we have no goal beyond that. Today, the foundation has 18 employees and 13 members of our board of directors. And if we can go on to the next slide, this is how this connection all started. Because we were asking ourselves, what are we doing here? What is this? Why are we in London? Well, we are in London because long time ago, two beautiful ladies, I would say courageous and determined ladies. We have Estelle and Glennis that met to something terrible, to tragedy, but they turned a tragedy into an opportunity and something that today is here. And we can see this room that is full of, I see involvement, I see engagement, I see hope. And I think that there is also a lot of love in this room because we all understand each other. And they got it. They understood what was going on because Estelle had involved at GBS. Gladys was a GBS patient. And they went on and created this wonderful connection. And that's why we're here today, because we decided when Rich came on board that we wanted to reconnect and make sure that we are working together to reach out to as many patients as possible and unite and collaborate and create a great team. Next slide, please. We just wanted to take you through some pictures because there's really not much to say because all has been said through GAIN, and I think we are on the same path. But we just want to make sure that that does not end there. 30, 40, or 20 years ago. We want to move on, move forward, and just ride the tide and make sure that we work together. It was a pleasure last month in September. Months ago, we had a workshop, a volunteer workshop, because every now and then we go around the world and try to meet with our volunteers to make them feel engaged, important, because they are important. And Rich joined us, and it was great to have him there because we need to support one another, and we need to make sure that we grow together, learn from one another, and just make sure that we are focused on what we need right there on those 3 pieces of paper. That's what we need. We need ideas, we need involvement, and we need to know what the patient needs. And with that, I stand in hands on to you.
So our mission has been tried and true for all these years, and it was created by these two the ladies, Glennis and Estelle. Everything we do, every program that we create is based on, is patient-centric, and it is based on supporting, educating, providing research, and advocating for our patients. So we have, as Nancy said, we have 200 volunteers around the world that provide chapter meetings and one-on-one counsel. They also are now doing virtual meetings. We have free pamphlets, free webinars, lots of free educational information on the website. We brought a lot of free materials today, so please feel free to take some with you. Research. So we do have an infrastructure for our research grant program, where we've been able to provide over $8 million to research funding since 2006. But interestingly, our conversation yesterday led to social research, which is something we have not explored yet. So that just gives you an idea of a collaboration that we can really do together with GAIN. And Rich has got a great social research background, and so he's going to be very pivotal in helping us do that collaboration. And advocacy. So in the U.S., we bring our volunteers that are interested in advocacy to Capitol Hill, and we talk to the legislators about changing actually the laws that affect our patients. And what we're hoping is in the future that we can do that globally, that we can learn more about the advocacy landscape around the world and really get involved in some more advocacy initiatives, of course, with Nancy leading the helm there. So next slide, please. So current programs. So you are all invited to attend these programs. So I wanted to just make sure that you knew about them. These are global programs. They're accessible to anyone. We have monthly virtual coffee chats. So has anyone been to our coffee chats by chance? Just Rich. Okay, he's the only one. So we have coffee chats for men, for women. We have senior coffee chats. We have coffee chats for people who are new to the community. We have a new veterans coffee chat that's coming up next week after Veterans Day. But it's really an opportunity to meet other people that are going through what you're going through. It's an opportunity to network. They're very casual. They're usually at 1 o'clock Eastern time, so that should potentially work for you. Tea time, right, exactly. So it would be tea chats, they would be tea chats, people, right? So, but please feel free to join. We have had people from London join us before, and all over the UK actually. So make sure you look at our events calendar. You sign up for it and you're sent the Zoom link. Webinars, we have free webinars every month. We have a speaker series where we have our global medical advisors that are talking about research and treatments. We've had psychologists talking about emotional health. We've recently had all about fatigue and managing pain. They are free and they're monthly and they're on demand. So you can sign up and get the link to them if you can't make them live. We have a doctor-to-doctor consult. This is the most underutilized service of the foundation, okay? But what it is if your doctor is having difficulty in either diagnosing or somehow helping you in your treatment plan, we can get him connected with one of our global medical advisors, and they'll have a phone call with each other, and they can advise them. So the global medical advisors, very much like yours, are the world-renowned doctors that are studying these conditions. So if your doctor is not as familiar, we can connect them and put them on the phone with each other. Okay, so yes, that is a wow. So please use that service. Centers of excellence worldwide that Nancy had mentioned, we have 63 centers around the world. We have 4 right here in the London area. Many of the doctors from the centers are here today. We have an international volunteer network, which I spoke of. And we also have a global patient-reported registry. Again, that's accessible to patients worldwide. And what we're doing, it's patient-reported. And what we're trying to do is just find out a little bit more about the complications of the journey of GBS, CIDP, and MMN. And then, of course, build programs and resources around what we find out through those surveys. So we do have a QR code in the, oh, not this one, the different one, but we have a QR code on the card in the back. If you're interested in joining the registry and participating, please grab one of those cards. Next one. And last but not least, we have our next symposium, which we like to call the largest support meeting for GBS, CIDP, and in the world. We have biennial symposiums, and the next one is in Denver, Colorado, from September 11th through the 13th. Please try to make it if you can. We would love to see you there. It's a fabulous time. Our global advisors come. Patients from all over the world are there. I think our last one in DC had over 500 people. And it's really just an amazing time. And it's, becoming part of this global family. So that's a QR code. If you are inclined to use the QR code, you can hold your phone up and find out more information there. If not, Nancy and I are here. We're live QR codes. So you can just ask us. So I think that's it. Anything else from you?
Just again, the volunteer, being that I take care of and I kind of coordinate all of our volunteers worldwide, we usually have this coffee chat. It depends. It's either coffee, tea, or for Italy, it's aperitif. We don't sell for coffee. But we usually, I just send out a Zoom link to all of our volunteers. And I actually talked to Sean earlier, if any volunteer would like to join. It's not a teaching session. It's just a moment in which we talk. We understand our situation. If something's not working in one area, how does it work in another area? It's very nice. And we just connect from one country to another. And it feels very, very good. It's just a moment of human contact. It's really good.
Thank you very much. We're here for any questions. Thanks.
How balanced are they? All that stuff. Could you just pop it back a slide?
Yes.
I mean, those options that are available here, look, loads of stuff. Take them up on it. Yeah, we'll share them as much as we can. But there are things on here that we don't do. There's things that we are going to do. we're going to steal them. We'll be doing some of these things. These guys are more than happy to share off their stuff with us. It's been brilliant. They're so supportive, really good friends of ours. For me, it's a really important partnership that we've got. We see the foundation as a sister organisation to us. So thank you very much, guys. Really appreciate it. Please go and have a look at those things.